Thanks,
Okay. Thanks. My name is Frank. I'm an addict. It's weird getting recorded. Anyway, it's okay. The lights off. That's very. It's very romantic now. Anyway, I'm a bit vulnerable. Familiarity does breed contempt. But anyway, I'm Frank. I'm an addict. It's really great to be here. To be honest, I was looking at what I was going to do. My mate Abby, who is one of my best friends that I made up in Manchester when I moved up there about 10 or 11 years ago. He's on his way here, and I was trying to give him directions, and I had about a few different options of which meetings to go to, and also a comedy night was on as well, possibly. So in the end, I'm here, and I was asked to share. So it's anyway. At least I like to listen to my own fucking voice. Anyway, I'm Irish. I've got loads of stories, man. Anyway, I'm going to concentrate on trying to keep positive because we had a request from somebody not to be miserable, you know. Anyway, so I'm really happy at the moment. I'm fucking so happy, man. I'm giddily excited. Yeah, I'm moving to Marbella in 2 days. Tomorrow, my last day in London, my last day in the UK. I mean, I will come back and visit, you know, maybe. And I've got a great job there. They pay me plenty of money. I'm going to live in a place that is just opulent. Yeah, it's just fucking unbelievable. I can't believe it's happening still. Anyway, but it's happening, so it's okay, and I'm excited about it. So anyway, forget about that anyway. So I don't know which part to fucking, you know, I'm over 30 years clean, you know, so I qualify for this. I suppose I qualify as being an old timer, which makes me old as well. I'm 64, man. I know I don't look it. No, I do. Anyway, so I'm only going to concentrate on the last fucking year, to be honest, man, which encapsulates a little bit of my recovery, really. In the last year, I went to India last January. Had a great time. Went on my own. I generally go on my own. I like travelling on my own because I can do what the fuck I like. And because I talk to random people. And I was walking down the beach in Agonda, which is my favourite place in the world. And I'm walking down this beach, and there's this woman playing this weird instrument. Yeah. So I stopped and started chatting to her. You know, she was Italian, as it turned out, and she'd just come back from Peru, and she was playing this weird instrument that she'd taken back from Peru. I got chatting to her. I said, "Where are you staying?" And she said, "I'm staying in Sweezel Cottages." I said, "Oh Jesus, I'm staying in Sweezel Cottages too." So walked back. She was going to an Italian restaurant. I went along to the Italian restaurant, and these other people with guitars came along, you know, and fucking funky hippie people, mad funky hippie people. None of them addicts or anything like that, man. But they invited me along to this thing in the jungle where you bang drums and they chant and all that. Of course, I went along, of course, as I do. I thought this is a bit weird, man. And they were drinking this weird stuff I thought, cacao. I didn't know what the fuck it was. And they were chanting and kind of, and one of the women sounded like they were having orgasms. So I thought, there's drugs in that, so I'm not touching that. It turned out it was just pure chocolate, as it turned out, so I had plenty of it then. So I was thinking, these people are fucking mental. These people are mental, but afterwards I was chatting to them, and they were lovely people, really lovely people. Friends of the earth, all that. Believed they were going to change everything by planting things and eating all that bollocks. Anyway, I mean, sorry, it's good stuff, really. By the second or the third week that I was there, I was chanting. I was banging drums. I was fucking up dancing at times. It's fucking crazy. I was driving off on road trips to temples, festivals, food. Lovely people, man. Really lovely people. I'm still in a WhatsApp group, you know. When are you coming? Are you coming, friend? Come. All that carry on, you know. It's lovely. So I've got friends for life. So I thought, I can't get any happier. This is fucking great, this is. Came back. I can't remember which job I was in because I've been in about 4 different jobs in the last year. I just leave jobs when I'm not happy to. And when I got back, the day after I got back, a woman who some people know here broke up with me. We were together 16 years, yeah. We had been left the property where I had a right to stay there till I die. Our mother left. I loved her mother. Her mother was beautiful, wonderful woman. So I get an email from her son a few days later or something saying, you got 2 weeks to get out of the property. We're taking you off the trust. So I went all feral. Oh, what? You'll do fucking what? Anyway, fucking had to get solicitors. It went on for 6 months. I ended up walking away after taking a bit of a payout. A bit of a payout was more money than I've ever had in my life, but it was 17.5 grand. I'd already spent about 4.5 grand on the solicitors. But I was happy. And I've been happy since then. You know, I've had a few different jobs since then. One of them, when I left, I got a payout of a few grand off them as well. For whatever reasons, no point in going into it. About a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, I went to this trauma and addiction and mental health conference in Oxford. I go there once or twice because that's what I do. And I'm going around there at all these stalls of people talking about the great treatment centres they've got all around the world and blah blah blah. And I'm chatting to this fella, and he's going on about what this great treatment centre he's got in Cadiz in Costa del Sol, and how he's opened a new one in Marbella. And I was messing about with him, just, you know. I said, well, it can't be that good. And he went, what do you mean it can't be that good? You know, he was really earnest, young fella, 4 years in recovery, obviously a business rich fella. And I said, well, I don't work there. So he started asking me about myself, and then he said, look, I'd love you to come over and work, you know. Can you come over and meet my partner, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, went over there the next week, spent 3 days in Marbella, thought this is a bit of me. It was 25 degrees, it was fucking freezing. I was back there, cold, raining. And within a week I had a contract, so I'm moving there in 2 days, which is great. So I'm really, really, really fucking happy about that. You know, I worked in prisons for 15 years where there's rats running around and stuff like that. I've worked in fucking heavy, hard core where I'm getting threatened to be murdered and stuff like that. You know, and I've worked in treatment centres that are so unprofessional, it's fucking criminal. You know, and I mean, hopefully this is going to be all right, man. Otherwise, I'm going to end up causing trouble. But it is what it is, you know. The great thing about staying clean a long time, yeah, and actually working a program, is that I have absolute faith that no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. Because I've been through hell and back over the number of years that I've been clean, you know. You know, happy, joyous, free years, fucking painful breakups, kids involved, you know, all that carry on. And also, but I know it's always been okay. It's always been okay. And, you know, this kind of whole nightmare of going through solicitors and getting, you know, all that went on. In the end, it was just my higher power clearing out this shit in my life, you know. I mean, I broke up with this woman so many times, but I went back. You know, like that. It's going to be different this time. Have you ever done that? No. It's just me. But it's fucking hell, man. So, ultimately, it's finished. It's dead. The embers are fucking gone out, man. It's gone. And the sense of freedom that I have is unbelievable. So I'm moving to a new country. I've also booked a month away in India as well. They're going to walk around it. They basically said they'll give me anything I want. It was fucking mad. They were so nice to me. It was unbelievable. They were going, look, Frank, you know, because he said to me, you know, because I said, look, it'd take a really good package for me to move countries and move over here. I've got a very simple life in Manchester. I've got a secure tenancy. I've got money in the bank. You know, I've got a simple job. And he said, the phone is a good package. So I gave him a big list of things. And at the bottom of the list, I said, you have to get me a membership of a golf club because I'm obsessed with playing golf. I still do a lot of meetings, but I spend more time on the golf course. And he just looked at me and said, Frank, none of that is a problem. We'll give you anything you want. We don't get people who have over 28 years experience and over 30 years in recovery you're a great asset to us. We are going to look after you. And he looked me straight in the eye, and I believed him. And they have looked after me so far, and they keep checking in every now and again. Because I keep thinking, when it goes a few days without them checking in, they've changed their mind. They've probably said, oh, we've made a mistake. Somebody's told them. So anyway, so I'm really excited about it, and I came down here last week, and I've been having a fucking ball. I've been spending loads of money. I left my job. Well, as soon as I got this, I left the job. I thought, fuck that, man, doing 48-hour shift. That, man, I don't need to do that. Because I had thousands of pounds in the bank, and I know I'm going to get paid well. And last night, I brought this woman out to the ESH in Mayfair. Now, as soon as I walked in the place, I thought, oh shit, man, I think I've made a mistake here, man. This looks a bit plush. She's a beautiful woman. I met her about 10 years ago in India. We've been friends ever since. You know, I've stayed in her family place in Goa. I've stayed in her place in London. Blah, blah, blah. We're really good friends. She deserves it. So I call her the Indian princess. She's very beautiful as well. No ulterior motives. They're all. But anyway, so, I mean, it was very expensive, but it's okay, I can afford it. We won't put the pot around twice. I won't be borrowing money off my sponsor either, you know. He's always frightened that I'm going to do that one day. Anyway, so, anyway, I don't know where, I've got loads of time, isn't it? I'm going to have to go into a few sad things then. Fucking hell, man. Anyway, it was funny seeing Rachel, because when Rachel I seen at the door, and I gave Rachel a big hug, and I said, do you remember when we were on the interferon treatment? It was actually 18 years ago, because I was 12 years clean, and I'm over 30 years now. So, and we were coursing and slagging and fucking, fuck yous, you can't saw that. You know, we didn't give a fuck, man, because we were so in so much pain, you know, the interferon treatment. And I just broke up from a 21-year relationship, 2 children. I was in all sorts of trouble. I asked John to sponsor me a couple of months before. He was a bit diddy about whether he's going to or not. And I said, look, I'm very low maintenance. and then I found out I'd Hep C. And then the missus broke up with me. Fucking hell, 6 o'clock in the morning. Fucking hell. I was in all sorts of trouble, man. All sorts of trouble, man. The pain. I just got to tell you, it was excruciating. And I was so fucking angry. I never believed I could be that angry, you know. And I had nothing to take it away from. They kept, when I was going in for these checkups every few weeks, whatever it is when you're on the interferon treatment, you know, saying, oh, we can give you antidepressants, you know. And I was getting really angry. I said, if you ever fucking ask me if I need antidepressants again, I'm going to fucking come off this now. Don't fucking ask. I was so fucking rigid, man, you know. Fucking hell, man. It was a difficult time. And the light went out of my recovery for a few years, literally. Really, you know, it was fucking horrible. I'm coursing a lot now, aren't I? See, when I get away, I'm going to my bed, just keep reminding myself. It's okay. But, you know, I took 3 months off work. I went to India for 3 months. That was great. I met actually Selena there. It was lovely. You know, there was lovely people there. You know, I just meet lovely people when I'm travelling. And I travelled all over, you know, South India. And I met up with my mate Liam. Just remember Liam? We always used to come and take our shoes off in meetings. People who said, I said, look, they're taking their shoes off again. Okay, now, man. Anyway, Liam's in Turkey at the moment. I'm staying in his gaff, man. 2-bedroom place to myself. It's great, man. So it's really nice, you know. So, you know, the great thing about staying a long time clean as well, you build up really strong connections with people, you know. And you know, and recovery is worldwide. I have an ex-sponsor, Joe Smallman is his name. He's about 6'6". He's not small at all. You know, he's lovely as well. So I'm still in touch with him. I went over to Nice with him and had a bit of a holiday last year with him as well. He paid a lot of the money as well because he's very rich. He's like fucking very rich, complete different echelon to us. And it was lovely. We got a taxi to Monaco because he didn't want to get on the train. Fucking hell. So that was great as well, you know. And I went to see. I mean, I've had some great experiences, you know. And you know, coming down here, you know, I've got two really, really close friends that are over 30 years clean as well, you know, and we've been going to a lot of meetings in South London, you know. I did share Brixton Sunday night. It was great. It was, a lot of the people there were black here. It was fucking great. It was, you know, and I talked about how I was with this Jamaican woman for 21 years. I got 2 children and that. And I said, you know that saying, once you go black, you should never go back? And they all laughed, luckily. And then I said, that's not racist, is it? People laughed, thank God, man. But they were hard-looking women. They were fucking hell. Jesus Christ, they'd beat the shit out of me if I... But anyway, they all laughed anyway, and they loved it. So, yeah, it was great. It's great, it is, you know. I mean, recovery is amazing, you know. But the reality is, when I came into recovery, you know, I was kicked out of treatment because I wanted to punch one of the counsellors. In fact, I threatened to. For some reason, they don't like that. And I came back up to London. I went to 173 meetings in my first 90 days. Before Zoom, when you had to travel all over the place. You know, I got a sponsor within a week, walked through the steps within the first 6 months, worked through them again when I was a year and a half, and then walked through them again by the time I was 5 years clean. And it's funny, I sponsored a number of people. I sponsored one guy in India, Zul is his name, for the last 11 years. When I was over there for 3 months, I sponsored him, did a step 5 with him on a balcony in Agonda as well. It was lovely. And I sponsored one fella that lives up in Edinburgh, who used to live in Manchester. And then another fella, when I went to the Belfast, actually I was with John actually, when I went to the Belfast convention, the Irish convention, he was brought up on the Falls Road, you know, and it's really interesting, you know, when he wrote his life story and that, you know, seeing it from first-hand knowledge of what it's like growing up. I'm not going to get political, but don't worry. But yeah, it's great, you know. And there's a few other people. And to be honest, I don't even know who the fuck I sponsor these days, because a lot of them are long term. And, you know, you just every now and again they might call you if you're lucky. Cheers, man. Thank God for that. I felt like I was fucking talking for ages there. Jesus Christ, I talk a bit fast as well. Anyway, I always feel like I want to apologise for whatever reason, you know, that either I was too happy or, you know, I upset somebody or something like that. You know, I did this share. I started to go to AA. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I started to go to AA up in Manchester because there's very little clean time up there, you know, and I was sick and tired about the stuff that I was going through, you know. It wasn't people just trying to get clean. I mean, like, this is an old-timers meeting. This is part of the reason why we started a meeting like this back in, I don't know, many years ago, 15, 20 years ago, I think it was. Started the over 8s or something. And so I went to this Altrincham meeting, and when I went into it, I used to work in the Priory for 4 years up in Altrincham. And I got asked to do this chair from this woman actually that I dated for a bit, you know, a doctor. I brought her out a few times there, lovely woman. And when I was there was 5 people who had gone through the Priory when I was there as the senior counsellor, and I was hard. I used to be hard on people. At least that's what I thought it was. And I went, I kind of really want to say sorry, you know, if I upset any, you know, I just. And it was funny, after loads of people shared back lovely stuff, and then afterwards this woman came up to me up in the cafe afterwards, and she said, Frank, I just want to say that I've sponsored loads of women who have gone through the Priory when you were the senior, and every one of them had nothing but positive things to say about you. So, you know, it's mad the way this disease, I have this fucking dysfunctional idea of that I'm a cunt. You know, that I'm too hard on people, you know, and I was kind of saying, you know, it's very hard for me because I'm so passionate about recovery, and when I see people walking towards a cliff, I have to say, don't fucking walk towards the cliff, you're going to die. But anyway, I'm very passionate about recovery. I love fucking recovery. I love working. I love my job. I wake up, I'm so excited to get back to it because I've been working in mental health the last little while. Abby's probably outside there. I've just got a little message from her. probably trying to get in. Yeah. If someone can see, he's a little Asian fella, a little Indian fella. I'm here. How do I get in? That's it. So anyway, that's enough from me because he's heard me loads of times. Anyway, thanks, and I'm sorry.
Thanks.